Is civil discourse possible in the modern age? How can good ethics help us to live happier, healthier lives? Is the ideal society possible? And if so, what can we do to help build it? All of that and more on the Philosofur YouTube channel. What is the value of philosophy in the modern age? At first glance, the 21st century offers plenty of reason to be optimistic. Scientific breakthroughs have radically reshaped the global economy, such that the average person is healthier and wealthier than most people of centuries prior. Food is easier to produce, goods are easier to distribute, and health problems are easier to solve. The collective knowledge of all of human history is accessible to us through the internet, and social media allows us to instantly connect with anybody around the globe. Yet despite all these markers of apparent progress, many feel that society is headed in the wrong direction. Political polarization is escalating, mental health issues become increasingly common, and the average young person reports having fewer friends than most people their age had just 3 decades prior. On top of this, public discourse has become disturbingly toxic. Ordinary people feel increasingly nervous to speak their mind, and there's a growing sense amongst people of diverse beliefs and backgrounds that their very way of life has come under attack by people who aren't like them. Regardless of the worldview you come from, my guess is that you, the viewer, have probably asked yourself whether the future ahead is something worth looking forward to. You've probably had fears about where the world is going, how that will impact the relationships in your life, and what you can do, if anything, to pursue your dreams and ensure your own happiness when the world around you seems to fall apart. In times like these, it's easy to feel lost and directionless, unsure of where to go or even what we should be striving for. While the 21st century has a lot to offer us in the realm of natural science, it seems to offer very little when it comes to addressing life's most fundamental questions. What is the key to happiness? What are the goods in life that we should strive for? What must we do to make and keep meaningful friendships? What does it mean to be a good person? Is being a good person even important? What does the ideal society look like? And what must we do to make society better? These questions, and many more, are the reason why philosophy is of paramount importance to the modern age. Philosophy seeks to answer life's most fundamental questions. Instead of assuming that life will get better if only this gadget were invented, people had this amount of wealth, or so-and-so politician were elected, philosophy examines for what purpose we amass goods, to what aim we gain knowledge, and it even addresses the more foundational question of what progress even is. Some might find it silly to get caught up in the fundamentals. After all, modern philosophers have a reputation for being pompous sophists, academic indoctrinators, or unemployed starving artists staring at the wall asking, why? If this is your opinion of philosophers, you're certainly not alone. It pains me to admit it, but I once shared this view myself before giving the science a fair shake. It admittedly seems, at first glance, like philosophical questions are impractical and useless. Isn't it better to focus on politics, economics, and science to solve modern problems? As compelling as this idea seems at face value, the ancient Greek philosopher Plato offers a poignant illustration of why philosophy is necessary to use these fields of knowledge properly. In his famous book Republic, Plato compares the state to a ship at sea. The ship is manned by 3 groups of people: the shipowner, the sailors, and the navigators. The shipowner, a strong but nearsighted man, represents the general population. He provides the vessel that will be sailed, but he knows very little about sailing and thus hires others to take on that task for him. The sailors, quarrelers who fight amongst themselves to determine who will be captain, represent politicians. Their focus is taking and maintaining power, but once they take the helm, they have no idea what to do with it. The navigators, readers of the stars who know how to sail, but who are accused of having their heads in the clouds, represent philosophers. They know how to get the ship to its desired location because they understand the art of sailing, but they are looked upon as useless because their main focus isn't simply on how to become captain of the ship. According to Plato, in most societies, the helm is passed back and forth between captains of opposing factions who are almost always unfit for the job because they don't understand how to sail. Meanwhile, the ship wanders about the sea aimlessly until it runs out of supplies and the crew starves, even though there were navigators aboard who knew the art of sailing all along. To apply this metaphor to modern day, without knowledge of why governments, economies, and technology exist, and without understanding their relationship to human nature, we will not know how to structure our societies, nor will we have any means of agreeing upon whether our society is healthy besides how we subjectively feel about it. This principle doesn't merely apply to societies at large, it also applies to the way we live our lives as individuals. Without a proper understanding of what it means to thrive as a human being, we find ourselves wandering aimlessly through life without purpose. What should we focus our lives on? Amassing wealth? Acquiring fame and attaining power? What about raising a family, nurturing friendships, and being a faithful citizen of your country? Is the purpose of life to enjoy ourselves in pleasures? Or do we perhaps exist for a higher purpose, acting as players in a larger spiritual drama that far transcends our own ambitions? How you answer that question will significantly impact the way you choose to live your life. And, depending on how accurate your answer is, it may determine how much you enjoy your life. Given how important philosophy is for human thriving, it's unfortunate that so many view it as nothing more than cryptic gobbledygook. The truth, however, is that philosophy doesn't have to be hopelessly complicated. That's why this channel exists. This channel exists to make philosophical wisdom accessible to the average person so that you, the viewer, can apply these truths to your life in ways that will make you happier and healthier. What topics will this channel cover? Videos will be divided into 3 series: Living the Good Life, Civility Matters, and Philosofur's Symposium. In Living the Good Life, we'll explore how virtuous habits enable us to live more fulfilling lives. In Civility Matters, we'll examine the consequences of political polarization and examine ways we can re-establish a culture of civil discourse and social cohesion. In Philosopher's Symposium, we'll explore a larger diversity of philosophical topics in a longer, more informal podcast-like format. This series will cover everything from political philosophy to the philosophy of science, art, economics, and education. If you are interested in learning how philosophy can help you live a happier, healthier, and more fulfilling life, be sure to subscribe and hit that bell so you can be notified when I release new videos. You can also follow me on Twitter. If you'd like to financially support this channel for as little as $1 a month, you can also become a supporter on Patreon. Your help enables me to create more videos so that viewers like you can get more of the content that you love. Links are in the description of this video. Also be sure to like this video so that YouTube recommends it to others. Are you excited to start exploring some of life's biggest questions? I know I am. I look forward to the journey ahead with you. Peace be with you. This has been The Philosopher.